The CFL and XFL about to announce entering formal talks to explore opportunities. Yes, this is big news.
How about that?
Hey, CFL, don't get on your knees for these guys. You still have the 100-plus year brand. Like, I would say, hey, Rock, maybe you should change your name. We'll change ours to the Continental Football League, but you need to change yours to the Continental Football League, and it's still the CFL.
This is the Rod Pedersen Show.
And along with Moose Dupont, we're live from the bunker out here in Western Canada. I say hi to all XFL fans and CFL fans around the world. How about that?
How about that?
See what I did there? We're live with episode number 440 of the program, and we got some big name guests today. We do every day. Actually, we're going to round out the week in fine style that way, but coming up today, Gary Lawless of the Vegas Golden Knights. He's got thoughts on this CFL-XFL partnership. And by the way, I've got the very latest on it, so hold on. And Brian Burke of the Pittsburgh Penguins will be with us. And it's funny, he was in the media for, a couple of years?
Yeah.
We never got him, and now he's back into hockey, and we got him.
Yeah, we got him.
So it should be interesting to see what Burke has to say. He's coming up in hour 2. Don't mind me. I'm just loading the YouTube feed here and getting your comments because you're going to I want to chat with the fans today, as we always do, and see what's popping with them across all 10 provinces and 31 states. But I'll tell you, just hang on because we got to get to the quick 6 show topics, please. So, Director Jordan, please do that. And as we roll, the Prairie Mobile text line is open, 306-840-8777. Prairie Mobile is your authorized SaskTel mobility dealer. And you don't need to tell me that our online 24-hour streaming's down, audio, because I just discovered it myself. We're working on it. Fastest pit crow in the business. They tell me it'll be up and running soon. Okay?
Good.
So number one, let's spend some time on this. The CFL, XFL Leftovers. I tweeted about a half an hour ago that I've got the latest, the goods, and it's all good. I've had people tweeting at me this morning saying it's pretty hard to predict where this is going to go when there's so few details have been divulged. I've heard from people on various teams and within the league saying that. So here's the deal. The deal is actually between the CFL and Redbird Capital, which, if you remember, when the XFL went to auction, it was Redbird Capital that bought them. Is there a train going right through the
downstairs,
the building?
I think so.
Do you folks hear that? We're being taken to the train station.
You never know until it's too late.
I've never heard a train go through here, right? It tells you how close we are to the tracks.
Yeah.
Anyways, back on track. When you think about it, the XFL, which is the golf shirt that I'm wearing today, is nothing. And as I talked to the football/business guy this morning about that, think about it. It was bankrupt, and The Rock bought it at auction after being placed into bankruptcy by its prior owner, Vince McMahon. It might have 3 employees right now. So the deal isn't CFL and XFL. It's more CFL and Redbird Capital. However, the XFL sent out the tweet yesterday on behalf of their ownership. So I guess if the Redbird Consulting had sent out a tweet, nobody would have cared. But you see where this is confusing for the fans. But the important thing here is the deal is with the CFL and Redbird Capital. And the next point is that nothing is going to change for the Canadian Football League. That's the plan, not a merger of the two leagues. And I don't know, I found this kind of cute. They said The Rock just loves the CFL. The CFL wants to tap into The Rock's brand, his marketing abilities, his sponsorship abilities, his contacts. And I said, okay. What does The Rock get out of this? And they said, well, he's going to do it for free. I thought of you immediately. Well, you say it.
Nothing's free.
Nothing's free.
Like, The Rock is in the business of making money, right? He's got one of the biggest brands on the planet. This isn't UNICEF, right?
He's going to do it for free. And I'm like, oh, boy. He's going to pick your pocket, and you're not even going to know it. So, anyways, that's what I was told this morning. It's not XFL, CFL. It's Redbird Capital CFL. The plan's not to change anything with the CFL, not the rules, not the teams. I don't see it going according to plan. How much does go according to plan? I do think it does end up in a 20-team North America-wide league that probably The Rock's going to own entirely. Come on, guys, out of the goodness of his heart, please. But anyways, it's brought up this great question, poll question today. What is your hill to die on rule in the CFL? Because the plan right now is not to change anything. The Rock's just going to let the CFL use him, and then the league will just magically be fine again, and nothing will need to change. So the rules, what's the one thing you don't want to change? The Rouge, 3 downs or field size or other. And 53% of people saying 3 downs. They don't want that to change. Next up is the size of the field. Frankly, I would say number 1 is the Rouge. That's what really makes the CFL unique. And 10% say other. But was it you that was saying, what is it for the XFL? If we did merge, which I think this is where it's going, and Naylor actually tweeted as much yesterday, why doesn't the XFL just adopt CFL rules?
Yeah.
Is it you that said that?
Yeah.
They got funky rules anyways.
They got funky rules anyway. They're trying to be anti-NFL, really distinguish and differentiate themselves from the National Football League. So that makes sense to me. Have the XFL, you can bring some wrinkles to the CFL, sure, but it makes sense for them to pick up Canadian rules. Absolutely. The one thing that I think, if there was going to be something changed, maybe it would be 3 downs to 4 downs. But no, I could see the XFL taking on Canadian rules. Absolutely.
Well, and I've had a lot of people saying to me about the ratio. They don't want to see the ratio go, and how a lot of the Canadian kids wouldn't get a fair shot. I don't know. I never played football. I was a hockey player. Here's my take. I put this show up against anybody in America, and we're winning. The ratings, growth, revenue, all shows that up against American digital shows, American television shows. We have that data. I'm not afraid to put Canadian football players up against American, but you played football. Am I completely out to lunch on the abolition of the ratio?
Yes and no. I mean, it's not that there's better athletes, stronger, faster, all those things that we talk about. It's just that there's more of them. So if you have, 100 million athletes, how much easier is it to find fast, strong, big, quick, good hands than trying to do that out of 10 million athletes, right? So much easier when you got a pool of 100 million to choose from. That's why it happens in the States, right? We do need to carve a home for Canadians to have success, but you know what? This would then open up opportunities for those indoor football leagues you talked about wanting to build. Mm-hmm. Right? And for other, semi-pro leagues to pop up in Canada where Canadians can have that success. But we know when Canadians are given a chance, they have success and play really well. Look at how well they're doing now. Brad Sinopoli is one of the top receivers in the Canadian Football League. Canadian. There's Canadians that have success everywhere, at every position.
Gary Lawless is going to have thoughts on that coming up in Block 2 from Vegas, a city that has a major CFL imprint. Uncle Lorne texting us. He's found us. Remember, he used to text my old show and drive me nuts?
Yeah.
He says, all good players will want to play in the USA, not in Canada. Too bad Saskatchewan will become a doormat again. I don't believe that at all, Uncle Lorne. The players do want to play in Saskatchewan, or at least historically they do. I don't know where it's at now. Best stadium in the country, one of the best in North America. Don't worry. But tremendous road trips. We were talking about this yesterday. Dallas, Houston, Tampa Bay, Los Angeles, Seattle, and the sneaky good road city of St. Louis, Missouri. And I know we have a lot of viewers down there. And I said to Darren, boy, I would miss those road trips. It would be fun to go in there. You said, why can't we go in there?
We can go.
You said that.
Yeah.
Taking the show on the road.
And then after we do our job, we can enjoy the game.
Exactly.
As fans.
Yeah, who wants to go there and work? Right?
For sure.
Anyways, to sum up, once again, this proposed deal, this collaboration is not with the XFL. It's with the Canadian Football League and Redbird Capital. And I will hold the CFL somewhat responsible for the fake news. Because as we learned, what's the definition of fake news? Misleading news. We were led to believe that it was the XFL and the CFL, and I'm told it's not with the XFL at all.
Yeah.
And so, shame on you. CFL, but they don't want to change anything. They want to stay with 9 Canadian teams, keep the rules the same, and I just don't think it's going to work. It's going to take more than The Rock, okay, and his Rolodex, his contacts to save the Canadian Football League. And that's why I think this will end up in a merger. That's what I have to say about that. And we'll get to your comments in a moment. Who is it? Gary in Winnipeg says, I like the Mr. Rogers sweater on Moose. There you go.
Thanks.
Wednesday, NHL Leftovers. Last night was a bit of a letdown for me for the National Hockey League. I waited all day for the Oilers and Senators game, and it wasn't even a game. That's in my Leftovers. Number one, Dylan Coughlin of the Vegas Golden Knights. Vegas born. He's a Duncan, BC birthplace, calls Nanaimo home. But his first 3 goals in the NHL, his first, second, and third goals all came in the one game. And the Golden Knights still lost against the Minnesota Wild. Watch out for their goalie, Capo Kakkonen. He is on an historic heater. He's 1 win away from tying Jordan Binnington, moving up the list of winning streaks for a rookie goalie.
Wow.
Remember the name, Capo Kakkonen. I spelt it wrong. I put Callan. Dang autocorrect. The other day I was trying to type Hitman, and autocorrect put it Hot Men.
Can't wait to watch the...
I was inconsolable for an hour. I was beside myself. Sens Oilers wasn't much of a game. 7-1 Edmonton. Neon Leon's 5+ points, which he's done twice against the Senators, puts him in a category with 6 other people, including Gretz, Sid, and Mario. And the other thing is ESPN was on a podcast in New York, the Off the Ball podcast last night with Chris and Jurg, and they asked me what I thought the ESPN deal would mean for the NHL. We saw it this morning. They announced the deal yesterday. This morning I'm watching ESPN get up. Highlights from Greeny of the hat trick last night of Neon Leon. And Connor dazzling. And Nathan McKinnon's highlights from Colorado and Arizona. In the morning show. More eyeballs.
That's what it means. You're in this, it's wide sports that doesn't cover the Canadian Football League, right? Give them some rights. Give them a reason where they can benefit financially.
Yeah.
And they're going to cover your product.
John in Winnipeg. John says, which CFL rule is your hill to die on? Thanks. It's the Rouge. Don't even need to think about it. You?
3 downs.
Okay, here's mine. With my American friends, of which they're growing every day, when they sit and watch CFL football, I'm talking not Canadians that have moved down there. They're like, I turned on the game and it was 12-1. What? They cannot get their mind around that. That is the most Canadian of rules, is the Rouge. That can't go anywhere.
That's right. That or the no fair catch.
I think that would just be standard. As I say again, let's amalgamate the 2 rules, 2 leagues rules, and come out with the best.
Yeah.
Or 3 rules and put... You don't like the fair catch?
No, I
You do.
I like Canadians' version of it. I don't think the fair catch is good.
It's for... Well, okay.
Let's get rid of the fair catch.
Bash your brains in then.
Yeah.
Player safety is a rumor. Anyways, Dr. Fauci was on ESPN Get Up this morning, and now it cannot be related to Canada, clearly. But what Fauci says, just this morning live, I watched it, he does not expect full stadiums in America, even by this summer, despite the rapid amount of vaccinations that are going on, actually ahead of schedule there. I think they're behind schedule here. No? I think?
Yeah.
It's hard to believe who to believe. Hard to know who to believe. If you saying in America, no full stadiums, but I think in Canada, the CFL would take 50% if they could. And he said open-air stadiums far easier than covered stadiums for that, which I think stands to reason, but we're not disease experts. Point 4, the Blue Jays lost to the Orioles 4-1 yesterday. Hey, their game Friday is going to be on television, though.
What?
Yeah, I know.
All right.
What year is it?
Yeah.
My point 5 is a couple notes with God's team, the Regina Pats, as they open the Western Hockey League season Friday night. Darren and I will be calling it on Access. It's Connor Bedard's first game, the Western Hockey League's first ever exceptional player. They say the next Connor McDavid, the next John Tavares. Would the Brand Center be sold out in normal times? Let's go back to say it's September 27th, and it's the home opener against the Brandon Wheat Kings. Would it be sold out for this kid? I'm going to say I don't think so. And for those that don't know, our local hockey arena seats 6,484 fans. I don't think so. It'd be a good crowd, but I'm not sure it'd be. If the pandemic had not existed, okay, forget about we're dying for hockey, right, and all that. Do you think it would be or it wouldn't be?
No, I don't. I think it should be, and I think that if you market it the right way, like if that's what the marketing was, if it wasn't home opener of the Pats, which is what the teams will do, they promote the teams. If they actually did the campaign that says Connor Bedard's first game, it'd be sold out. But they wouldn't do that. They would just promote home opener, so they'd get 4,000 to 5,000, but it wouldn't be sold out.
Wouldn't be sold out. I'm with you. And point 6, I left blank. And the time we have left here in the warm-up for the Four Seasons Sports Palace. By the way, you're home for the NHL, UFC, and Regina Pats hockey. I talked to Georgie, the Greek Freak, last night, and he said they will have the Pats Raiders game as the featured game on the video wall at the Four Seasons Sports Palace. What's the 6th sports point that you have? And I'll write it down. It's on you.
The 6th?
Briar?
Yeah, Briar.
Tell me what I need to know about the Briar.
Wayne Madaw's playing this morning.
You love him.
Against Jacobs. We like this story because here's, the old guy coming back and schooling all these young curlers. And Glenn Howard, who was hurt and was good for so long, he's just watching and enjoying it. So it looks like they're having fun again, and that's what it's about. Dunstone rebounded as well. He took off the hat, by the way, last night. Took off the hat.
And won.
And all of a sudden, he's looking really good for the playoffs, which I think start tomorrow.
Thank you for that. You answered the bell.
There you go.
A lot of comments here. Don McNeil watching in Central Ontario. He says Connor Bedard will be more of a road draw next year, obviously, because we're playing in the Hub Center here. Jennifer Illingworth writes in, good morning. The Oilers game was boring. Dunstone must win this afternoon, and oh my God, I can't wait for the Pats game tomorrow. I have dusted off my bell, as have I. Dupes and I will have the call on access. Jacques Dupuis in Ottawa says, Texas wants a full stadium in the baseball opener? Wow. That doesn't surprise me. It's Texas, and Texas is supposed to be wide open as of today.
Yeah.
And Jeff in Winnipeg says, I live near Steinbach, Manitoba, and I saw someone wearing a Regina Pats jersey. Yay! WHL is back. I was on a live stream the other day out of Winnipeg, and they said, hey, Rod Pedersen's here. Voice of God's team, the Regina Pats. I was like, wow, it's spreading.
Branding.
How about that? Okay. Pause on the comments for a minute. Is Gary ready? Okay. Lawless is logging in from Sin City. We'll be right back. You're watching the RP Show on Game Plus TV across all 10 provinces, 31 states, and 24-hour sports talk for Suds Full Service Car Wash at rodpedersen.com. Listen live.
You're watching Rod Pedersen On Demand. For more of The Rod Pedersen Show, visit rodpedersen.com or follow Rod Pedersen on social media.